cut, so how do we support that?
But Melissa, has that term, like, because I hear that term, has that become like, just like co-opted to mean like housing for people who are gonna commute
It's
up from the city?
become a really complicated word, I think, yeah, and that's why we went in and out with it a lot.
I think we're out now.
Yeah,
Just stick
no,
with
I think
just
so.
affordable, because I
Yeah.
think one of the things we won 36 units of affordable housing,
Yeah.
but it's at 80% of area median income, which is actually set at the county level, and, or, is it set at the
I
county,
know,
set
we
at
all know.
the?
So is the Bronx.
Yeah, and that's higher than the area median income. 80% of area median income for the county and the Bronx and the city is actually higher than area median income
For Fort
in
Chester.
Portchester.
Right.
So even the affordable housing in this project is gonna be like gentrifying. And that was another point that I was gonna make about why it's important that you have affordable housing, is that, like Portchester has seen a series of new developments go up that have no affordable housing. And they're at rents that are like, what, $2,000 for a studio,
3,000.
what, 3,000?
3,000.
They
Yeah,
average like 2400.
4,000 for a
easily.
2-bedroom, and like now that's the standard. Now every developer that comes into Portchester thinks they can build this without any affordable housing.
Not only that, but people who are living there already, the people who are renting to them are thinking that they can now raise the rents. I
Right.
had a
Mhm.
huge increase this year, and if
Right.
they keep doing that, they're gonna price me out of an apartment I've been in for over 30 years.
No.
So, yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
What was the 80th percentile? Like, was there discussion around, did you try and make it a lower target? Or was there discussion about making it a lower target? Or that was just?
Just getting it in there was part of our
Was-
huge fight.
Yeah,
There was
but the-
0,
There
so.
weren't enough voices to support the
Yeah.
lower target.
Yeah.
There
Which-
weren't enough supporting voices.
Which leads, I think, really well to the next kind of conversation, which Ben can talk, I think you're gonna talk a little bit about how do you win this? Like, how can, so what does it take? So you have this idea, it's a CBA, it's a good idea, right? Is like bring together people and, but the development comes in and there's sort of a process that it goes through, and there's places where you can interfere or not in order to actually have some leverage. So Ben's got something here.
I also want to say on that, on the Portchester project, they sort of hit us with the okey doke, because they said that they said what they were gonna vote on, affordable units be at 50% of AMI and have to be at 80. And then on the day of the vote, they changed it to 80, like after public comment was over, and then voted, so. I'm handing out a two-sided document here. One side is on a successful CBA example, and one side is on the CEQA process, which is the process that all major development projects that need a rezoning have to go through in New York State. Before we talk about CEQA though, I want to introduce everyone to Michael Yellen. Michael Yellen is a consultant for labor unions and community groups, and worked on the Kingsbridge Armory campaign. So I want to ask Michael to talk a little bit about what went into this very successful fight for a great community benefits agreement that really protects workers, helps protect the community.
Thank you, Ben. So I guess the key components at the Kingsbridge Armory battle were a very strong community organization, Northwest Bronx Community and Clergy Coalition, which had been around for a number of years. It was a true coalition between the community and clergy, and they had a long track record of being able to deal with issues in the Northwest Bronx, mostly around affordable housing, also around supporting local businesses. They had deep roots in the community and deep roots in the churches in particular. All the houses of worship were involved with them. So that was at its root the most important thing on the ground. The second most important thing was the support of labor unions, and that was across the board, including the building trades, who wanted to build something at Kingsbridge Armory for the developer, but had made an agreement with the community group that they were gonna work together in this Kingsbridge Armory Redevelopment Alliance, and no one was gonna sell the other organization out. So if the city had approved the development without the demands of the community, the construction unions wouldn't support it, and vice versa. So those two components made it possible. An additional union which really funded it, the campaign, was a retail wholesale department store union, which saw it as essentially a defensive battle, because if you had put a mall, the idea was to put a high-end mall in the Kingsbridge Armory, which is several blocks from Fordham Road. It would have killed a lot of local businesses on Fordham Road. Some of those businesses are represented by the retail and wholesale department store workers union. So you had a